This is Mike Lyons with Smart Meetings TV, and we're delighted to be speaking with Debra Fine, who just concluded her fabulous keynote speech.
I would never walk into a client meeting, a networking event, a board meeting, whatever it may be, without 2 to 3 things to talk about. The worst time to think of something to talk about is when there's nothing to talk about.
And I think the thing that I took away from your talk is you have to get out there, you have to take risks, you have to be courageous, and go sit at a table with a bunch of people you've never met.
Have you ever done this? You're standing there, you're talking to somebody, you both know you've forgotten each other's names, right? But you both keep talking, and you're both hoping for some kind of religious experience to take place, where the name just comes to you from above. This never happens. Part of being a great conversationalist and being a leader in these networking situations is to assume the burden of her comfort. Let's just focus on real conversation when we have the opportunity for face-to-face conversation. If you're shy at all and or introverted, you will identify with what I'm about to say. People like me, we're nicer than the rest of the planet. Shy people are, introverted people, we really are nicer than all the rest of you. But we are so self-centered in social interaction that the only person's comfort we're concerned with is our own. We never worry about the other person's, which is why I would allow this to continue for 3 or 4 minutes. Then we'd part. She knew that I knew that I knew that she knew that we knew that we didn't know each other's names, and that was still more comfortable for me than doing what I make myself do now. Because if I don't know Karen's name, this is what's gonna happen next. Here's Sarah Hedges. Here she comes. She's my client, she's my boss, she's my friend. I don't know who she is, but she's getting closer and closer and closer. How am I gonna introduce Sarah to Karen if I don't know Karen's name? We just get so lazy in conversation because, for 2 reasons primarily. One is we're just lazy. Number 2 is I think because of devices. We must be willing to sort of take that off and be the ultimate networker by playing the host. Host behavior is when we introduce people to other people. When we, even at our luncheon table today, even though we had no awkward moments or pregnant pauses where we ran out of things to talk about, I don't know if you would agree, there's Debra, there's Sarah, there's Kathy. Who assumed the burden of the conversation? Oh, so is this your first meeting? Have you been to Smart Meetings before? All first timers, right? Debra, because I came prepared to sit down at a table with things to talk about. I think it's up to each and every one of us, myself especially included, to take the risk to walk up to new people. Number 2, to assume the burden of their comfort. If you're comfortable when you're with me, you'll feel good about me. That's not schmooze, that's not telling you your outfit's so great or you're so smart. It's just making people feel comfortable when they're around you. Thank you all for your attention today. I'm so glad to be at Smart Meetings.